What if I told you that everything you think you know about DC is about to change forever? That in the next 5 years, we're witnessing the birth of something that could redefine superhero cinema as we know it. James Gunn isn't just rebooting the DC universe, he's creating a cinematic ecosystem where gods walk among mortals, monsters lurk in every shadow, and the line between hero and villain becomes dangerously thin. But here's what nobody's talking about. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand why 2025 might be the year that changes everything. The story of the DCU is divided into chapters, starting with Gods and Monsters, which began in 2024 with the animated series Creature Commandos. But here's the thing that's absolutely mind-blowing. This isn't just a collection of random superhero movies. Gunn has architected something unprecedented, a universe where every single project from animated series to blockbuster films exists in the same reality with consequences that ripple across all media. Think about this. Peacemaker Season 2 is slated to debut on August 21st, 2025 on Max. The upcoming season is set after both Creature Commandos and Superman, ensuring continuity remains tight within Gunn's DCU. But what if I told you that's just the beginning of something much bigger? Every character introduction, every Easter egg, every seemingly throwaway line is building towards something, and James Gunn has been dropping clues that most people are completely missing. The question isn't just what's coming next, it's whether audiences are ready for a universe where the traditional rules of superhero storytelling get completely obliterated. Superman is out in cinemas now and marks the first movie in the new slate. Written and directed by James Gunn, it follows a younger Clark Kent as a reporter at the Daily Planet, and it looks at how he balances his Kryptonian and human heritage in a world full of heroes. But here's what's fascinating. Gunn specifically chose to show us a Superman who exists in a world that already has heroes. This isn't an origin story in the traditional sense. This Superman is our anchor point, our moral center in a universe that's about to get very, very complicated. Because what comes after Superman is where things get interesting. Gunn recently told CBS Mornings that fans should expect each entry to have its own flavor, which means we're not getting a house style like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Each project will feel completely different while serving the larger narrative. And speaking of what's coming next, let's talk about a character who might just steal the entire universe: Supergirl. Supergirl is scheduled to be released on June 26, 2026, and the movie is set to follow Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, inspired by the comic miniseries Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by writer Tom King and artist Bilquis Evely. But this isn't your typical Supergirl story. Woman of Tomorrow is brutal, cosmic, and absolutely unforgiving. It's a story about trauma, survival, and what happens when idealism meets the harsh reality of an indifferent universe. Here's the crazy part. While Superman represents hope and optimism on Earth, Supergirl represents what happens when that same Kryptonian power faces the absolute worst the cosmos has to offer. And then there's the casting choice that nobody saw coming. Jason Momoa will portray Lobo in the film. After previously playing Aquaman in the DCEU, the same actor who embodied the King of Atlantis is now becoming the main man, the most violent bounty hunter in the galaxy. This isn't just casting, it's a statement about how different this universe is going to be. But movies are just one piece of this puzzle. Peacemaker Season 2 will see Frank Grillo return as Rick Flag Sr., expanding on threads introduced in Creature Commandos. Notice the pattern? Characters and storylines are flowing seamlessly between animation and live action, between movies and television. This has never been attempted at this scale before. The Authority was announced by James Gunn on January 31st, 2023, and while it doesn't yet have an attached release date, the film will be part of the DCU's Chapter 1, titled Gods and Monsters. The Authority is a very different type of superhero team for DC, as they often go to extreme methods. We're talking about superheroes who don't play by traditional rules, heroes who might be indistinguishable from the monsters they fight. And then there's the Lanterns series coming in 2026, but this isn't just about Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart. This is about an entire cosmic police force dealing with threats that make Thanos look like a street-level villain. But here's where it gets really interesting and complex. We're not just getting Wonder Woman movies, we're getting Paradise Lost, a series that explores the political intrigue and dark secrets of Themyscira, the home of Wonder Woman, delving into the society of the Amazonian warriors and exploring themes of power and betrayal long before the arrival of Princess Diana. This isn't the idealistic Amazon society we thought we knew. This is about corruption, power struggles, and how even paradise can become hell. And then there's Batman, the Brave and the Bold, which focuses on Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne, based on Grant Morrison's comic run where Damian Wayne is a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. Booster Gold is coming, bringing time travel into the mix. A hero from the 25th century who knows how this all ends up, but is powerless to change it without destroying everything. We know Clayface is filming this year. A body horror story that's going to push the boundaries of what a superhero movie can be. Somewhere in all this, Arkham Asylum looms not just as a location, but as a symbol of how this universe treats its broken heroes and irredeemable villains. Here's what James Gunn isn't telling us directly. Here's the theory that changes everything. What if every project announced is actually exploring the same central question from a different angle? Paradise Lost shows us how paradise becomes corrupted. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, shows us how a hero tries to save his son from becoming a monster. Booster Gold shows us someone trying to prevent a future catastrophe. Wonder Woman shows us a god trying to understand humanity. But here's the kicker. James Gunn recently said that scripts aren't greenlight ready yet for several projects including Batman and Booster Gold. That's not a delay, that's strategic timing. What if Arkham Asylum isn't just a location in this universe? What if it's a metaphor? A place where the line between hero and villain disappears entirely, where gods are imprisoned alongside monsters. Every character we've discussed exists on a spectrum. Superman, the pure ideal. Wonder Woman, the warrior goddess. Batman, the vigilante walking the edge. Damian Wayne, the assassin learning to be a hero. Booster Gold, the glory seeker learning responsibility. The authority, heroes using villainous methods. And at the center of it all, the question that will define this entire universe. But here's the real question. If the first chapter is called Gods and Monsters, what happens when gods and monsters stop being separate categories? What happens when the heroes we're supposed to root for become the threats we're supposed to fear? And more importantly, are we ready for a superhero universe that doesn't promise easy answers? The future of the DC universe isn't just about bigger budgets or better special effects. It's about storytelling that acknowledges the complexity of heroism in a world where the stakes are literally cosmic. James Gunn has given us a roadmap, but the destination is unlike anything we've seen before. A universe where every choice has consequences, where heroes can fall and villains can rise, where the only constant is change. This interconnected tapestry includes everything from the animated creature commandos that started it all, to Superman establishing our new Clark Kent, to the cosmic brutality of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and the psychological complexity of projects like Paradise Lost and Batman, the Brave and the Bold. The question isn't whether this new DC universe will succeed. It's whether we're ready for superhero stories that challenge everything we think we know about good, evil, and the gray areas in between. The age of gods and monsters has begun. Are you ready to choose a side?